Yo, what's happening? Welcome to ZedTalk number 15. I am here with Bijoy, Arora. What's up, man?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. What are you doing today?
Currently, just finished my morning run, just ate some food, and now we're over here with you. Currently situated in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So like that's been the motive so far.
Yeah. What brings you out to Winnipeg?
My good friend's getting married, so I'm the best man, which means on duty's call, you kind of have to go there. So then, yeah, till about the 22nd, and going with that.
Oh, that's crazy. You're
Yes,
already
sir.
like, is your homie like your age and he's getting married, or?
No, that would be pretty extreme. But no, he's about 24, so like that a good age to get married, you know? So then yeah, he's getting settled down, the girl's right, everything like that. So homie had a plan.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so for people that don't know, Bijoy runs a brand and a record label, both under his last name, Arora, uh, which you can definitely check out on the gram and like everything. Aurora Records, and then by.Aurora, right?
For sure. Yeah, we just go by Aurora, but the ad is definitely by Aurora.
Yeah. And so talk to me a little bit about that, man. Tell me about like everything you do.
For sure, yeah. So currently under Aurora, we are a clothing brand where really anything. The reason we put by Aurora as our ad is because we're gonna do everything by Aurora. So like music by Aurora, playlist by Aurora, clothes, candy, food, whatever by Aurora. So we just want that like over encompassing name. And I'm not gonna limit myself to saying I'm a clothing brand or a record label owner or whatever I do. I just we're just a creative company. We're just a creative hub for whatever our endeavors are.
That's super dope. Yeah, because off camera, Bijoy was telling me like he's getting into like candy and like yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It's been a weird ride. Currently, we got some samples, and they turned out to be so bad, like absolute garbage. They taste like cardboard. So we're on the drawing board again. Clearly, the manufacturer wasn't right. So hopefully, we get candy released by the end of this year. That's been a dream of mine. Like one of my main goals is to achieve every little thing I wanted to do as a kid. So one of the things was like own candy. What other kid doesn't want to own candy? So yeah, we started to design the labels, all that stuff, and hopefully we can make our own flavor, like an Aurora type flavor. If that's the case, I'll be super grateful. If not, we'll work on something else.
Dude, this is crazy. So you're just like a totally creative dude, man. Like when did all this creativity like begin for you?
I don't like for me, I give all glory to God. Like that's personally my source of creativity. I know other people have different things, but like for me, it's always been God. At about 17, I felt like a need to like branch off into the creative realm. My parents are very like really want me to do something like cut and dry, like an Indian parent type thing, like lawyer, doctor, engineer, those three options, you pick one. And so yeah, at 17, I felt like a calling, like to do something more creative, more outside the box. And I've been pursuing that ever since. Started with the clothing. We started like I think it was December of 2018. We went and bought some shirts. Went from there. Yeah, started selling them. From there, we've been doing the clothes for about 2 years. I think it was in October we started the record label, and from here we're now getting the ball really rolling.
Yeah, and like it kind of cultivates around like your homies and your friends, like to begin with.
Exactly. Like that was the perfect way to put it. Like I think I started the record label mainly to help out the homies and the friends, like to put on people that maybe doesn't have the same, I guess. Not to say I have clout, but like stat, like even following like that I would. So I'm like, okay, if I can like situate maybe a few of my followers to there and a few of my followers to there, get them an audience that they deserve, I think that'd be worth it in the end. So that was like the label's intention.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw that like I mean someone like Telesi is someone he told me you reached out to him on TikTok, right? So like
I did, yeah.
yeah.
Any artist I really see like I guess a spark in, that's the first thing I run towards. So he was an amazing singer, and he still is. So yeah, I shouldn't say was. Yeah, and so yeah, he
Awesome.
cut it up singing, and I reached out to him. Super nice guy. We got on a couple calls, and from there we signed him. That was I think our third artist we signed, third or fourth. Yeah.
Okay, dope. Yeah, because I know Sunny, obviously. We had a great chat with Sunny that you helped set up.
Of
Uh,
course.
and yeah, they actually kind of give me like a similar vibe, Telesi and Sunny.
Absolutely. Yeah. See, like we pick people that have a kind of like a like mindedness. Not to say that we can't pick someone that has differentiating views, But just the fact that like we're all kind of heading towards the same direction, it really helps align the label. So yeah.
Yeah. And you said like you want to give your friends or just people that you think are talented, you want to give them like clout or like the platform, but it's probably also like just you have an eye for marketing too, right? Like you want.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like for example, some like one of my biggest advocates would be like Nolan. He runs No Balance, like the videography stuff, and so he's kind of like my partner in like a lot of things I do. And through him, he's been kind of expanding my music taste. Like for example, TLC's like new album would not necessarily be the stuff I would regularly listen to, but he kind of expanded my palette. So now I'm trying out different things. I think TLC makes more of like a like cyberpunk type of genre, so it's more out there for me. But because like I'm guessing like expanding my palette is able to like touch different grounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like what kind of stuff do you listen to, like if it wasn't that kind of stuff?
Uh it's for me personally, it's like listen to a lot of R&B. Is like my home is I guess R&B. It's been the thing I've listened to a lot. Rap, of course, like trap. Like I feel like I'm giving a basic answer. Really anything, even like some country. Like I'll listen to anything I possibly get my hands on. It's just I'm not accustomed to certain sounds, so I try to get my ear like tuned to it. Like I think my friend Russell was trying to put me on death grips, and so I have not touched them before. And then now trying to like attune my ear to like something like that is really cool. So I'm trying to expand.
Yeah. Do you have a main passion or is your main passion just like creation, like straight up?
I think that was a great question, man. Damn. I think my main passion is just creating, like being able to like say I did it, like say I did that one thing that like I guess I haven't seen many people do. Even like I don't know, I hate like my like limiting myself to my age, and I guess I'm 20, but I want to do like everything I possibly can. So I guess like whenever I have kids or whatever like that, I can be like, if you're going to that field, I actually have some advice for that field because I've been in it. Or like even if they have like anything, I just want to be able to like touch all grounds. And so yeah, I guess creation in general. Yeah, creating.
Well, just like living life like to its fullest is like just doing all those things.
Exactly. That's like my whole thing. Like if I can like experience, I guess the whole thing's experience. If I can gain experience in this field and this field, like it only betters myself. I get more experience, I learn more, I can understand people more. It's like it just I guess pushes me forward.
Yeah, this is like off topic a little,
For
but
sure.
my fucking grandpa was a boxer. He was in the military. He ran an ice cream store too. Like, you know what I mean?
Damn,
Like, that's kind of the
that's
stuff.
fire.
I love that shit, man. Like when it comes to just you want to do as much as you can, like within one life, you know?
Exactly. That's such a sick story. Like even like the boxing stuff, like I guess when we talk about like the other like little thing I have planned, like the movie, like we're actually planning a boxing movie. And so like I've never boxed in my life. And like that just like even you saying that, I was like, that's actually so sick that he was a boxer and a military and an ice cream shop, man. Like the three things you would never think correlated. That's
Right.
so far. That's kind of like what I aspire. I aspire to be like your grandpa, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get you in contact. Yeah.
Fire. Fire.
But yeah, when you said the candy thing, I was just like, that's dope. Like I love to see, and actually Jet is one of them that like I ain't like met him in person. Actually, I might have. He came to one of my shows, but
That's fire.
I've been following him and like, yo, that dude, um, and the candy thing, like just when I see like, yo, that dude made that. Oh shit! Like, how did he think of that? Like, you
I
know?
know, bro. Like Jet for me is like a certified genius. I look at myself as very creative, but like he'll hit areas that I didn't hit, and then I guess it's like vice versa. I'll hit areas that he like maybe hasn't got there, and we share each other's experience, and from there we can grow. He would be like the person I like equate like a lot of my success to as well. Like some of his falling became my falling, some of my falling became his falling. Like we really grew together. I'm excited for where he's going, where I'm going as well. So he's an amazing, amazing talent.
Yeah. What stands out to me too is like you guys are from Pickering, and like I've also noticed that people out in Brampton are doing dope stuff. And I'm starting to almost feel like there's just way more drive in the places outside of the city I'm in, you know?
Dude, that's literally like that's it. That's what we want. Like
I ain't shitting on my city. I ain't shitting on my city. But you
yeah,
know,
no, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no. I know what you mean. It's just like Toronto's been such a big name for so long. It's like it you hear like GTA and you're like, oh yeah, great Toronto area, it's just Toronto. And so like for me, just the fact that me and Jack can shed a little bit of light on Pickering and be like, when anyone asks us, like, for example, we get DMs from like, I don't know, such a cool DM I got from Australia the other day. And like, they were asking us like, where are we based? Like, what do we do? And so just the fact that I can actually say like, I'm from Pickering, like, this is my city. This is what we do best. I guess like, not to like I guess hate on Shawn Mendes and nothing like that. It's just like, he's a Pickering boy. Like he's a Pickering boy through and through. But like, I guess a lot of people equate him to Toronto. And I don't want that. I don't want to be equated to like a different place. I always want to be equated to like my home city.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I think that you should say Pickering all the time, right? I mean, I think that there's more, even just not on like a moral level, but just like on terms of marketing, it's a smart move. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting this little place on the map, you know, like creating a culture around it, you know?
Absolutely. Like the people that do it best to me is like 4L Entertainment. They hone in on Brampton so well that they put like, again, another place on the map. It's yeah, they live in Toronto now, but like the fact that they put their city on the map is like, it's so cool to me that like, see, and I want to do the exact same thing for Pickering, along with Jet, along with the other creatives that are coming up. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Why do you think there's such a drive out there, like where you're at?
I don't know. I think it's untouched potential. It's really the fact that like, I think we're overlooked, not to give us like the underdog story, but literally we're giving the underdog story. No one, if you ask anybody where's Pickering, no one knows. Like I go to Carleton for school. And so I asked them like, oh, like, do you know where Pickering is? No one has any idea of like where we are. We're not even a small town, but like, they just don't know. And so just the fact that like I can like that's the whole drive. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna make you know Pickering, not just because of me, but because of the people surrounding me and the people like are like that are have such great ideas, but they may be like, oh, I don't see, I guess that figurehead that's kind of like running Pickering. I don't want to like say I'm like running Pickering. I just want to give people inspiration. Be like, okay, he did it, and he's from that city. Maybe I'm from Ajax, and I can do this now. And so then they start to do their thing. Then slowly and collectively, the GTA no longer comes to GTA. It's like now it's Pickering or like the greater Pickering area, something like weird like that. Just the fact that like we put those cities on the map. That's like, I guess, like my envision.
Weird time, man, because I feel like us young creatives, we were brought up like thinking that we can do like a candy brand, we can have a clothing brand, we can have a record label, we can like do all these kinds of things. I don't think that like earlier generations than us, like people like you and myself, like had that necessarily. I feel like it comes with like,
I think we did, bro.
Yeah.
Like just ask you a question. Like, did your parents, I guess, lead you in a certain direction when it came to, I guess, like what you did?
So like my pops is in entertainment, like he's an actor.
Wow. So
yeah, I mean they were kind of just like, do what you want to do, go to university, have a backup plan. I dropped out of university.
fire like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that it was like you said earlier that your parents was like, you know, a doctor, lawyer, something else, right? I don't think I necessarily had that. Mine might have been a bit more open than that because I had a father who was in entertainment.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really like that. Like, but even then, I guess like whatever you're doing right now, I guess wasn't the first option. It wasn't like the thing you like were like, that's what I can do. That's achievable. Like for us, like to even say I own a clothing brand, like I was clowned on so much. Keep in mind, my like at first my designs were ass, so I'll give it to them. Like shout out y'all, like y'all were kind of right. But then I guess it comes with progression. It comes with like even owning a record label. Was told by many people like don't do that. That's not an avenue that is profitable or whatever like that. I still went for it. Even the candy thing for me is just like it's something I always wanted to do. That's my whole thing. If I want to do it, I'll do it. So then that's I guess like how I went about it.
I respect it so much because, you know, when you first start out, like you're not always going to be sick. Like, you know, like my first band wasn't always hot. Like my first, when I first started Zed, it wasn't like hot, you know what I mean? So who's to say it even is hot now? It's always just a progression. It's just like continuing to go. So yeah, I mean, the first candy you're going to bite into that you made is going to be cardboard, but like, you know what I mean? I'm still sitting here respecting that you made candy regardless of if, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
for sure, bro. Like it's so cool because I think like right now I'm gonna keep one of the candies like as just like a thing to remember. Like, bro, you started from ass and then you came up from there. And it's like it's so cool and like no like this is where I started. Like for example, I still kept the same first t-shirt I've ever made. I have it at my house. And it's a sample. this is like 3-year-old t-shirt, not worn. I keep that as a reminder, like this is where you came from. And I'm gonna do the same thing on my label. I have certain things I keep with me, like this is where you came from. Keep remembering that. So just in like, let's say next year something goes crazy and I take off and I go, I guess I'm not a bigger name. I remember that like you were ass. So like keep that same mindset that you can still be ass. So like always progress. That's my whole thing.
It also keeps you like a better mentor in the future for young people because you have no judgment to when someone is doing something and it doesn't turn out right because you were that same person and you remember that.
Absolutely. The thing is, like, I always like when people ask me like for advice and stuff, I'm not actually very knowledgeable about my field. I just know what I do. Like, for example, people like give me terms. Like, Jet's very knowledgeable about terms. He knows way more things about what I do on the manufacturing side. I just like know how to make something. So it's like, I guess like with my skill set, I can teach people like more like I guess the practical rather than like the theoretical. I can't really do that type of stuff.
Mm. Yeah. So you're gonna be doing like later this year, like you were talking about manufacturing and all that. So when it comes to clothes, talk to me about well, you were telling me off camera some plans that you have for this summer and things like that.
For sure. Yeah. I guess the first thing we can touch on is I plan to have like a full-fledged, like full feature like film done by I'm praying like end of summer, just so that we can enter into like competitions and stuff like that. Like or like those like little festivals. It's something I've always wanted to do. And not to give too much away, but I kind of want to Spike Lee it in the sense of like have you seen Do the Right Thing?
Oh dude, I love that fucking movie. Yeah.
Beautiful. So Spike Lee's like the star of the film.
Yes.
But he also did the exact same concept. So that's kind of like actually one of the main reasons I came out to Winnipeg because the movie's about boxing. And so I am in no way, shape, or form a boxer or an athlete, or I haven't picked up a weight in years. Like I don't do that, none of that stuff. And the last time I touched the weight was in weight training, like in high school. So like now every day I'm going to run, every day I'm trying to like do like push my body to the point where I'm ready for the film. And that's what I've been doing. I've been like really trying to like live the character just so I can give a good performance. I'm also not an actor by any means. So I want this whole thing as a challenge just to say like, you know what, you did it. You attempted to be an actor. You made your own film, like, and it was good. That's what I want.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I love that movie. Something I love about that movie is like just the color, like the
exactly. And the angles too. Like I think with Radio Rakim, there's a specific scene where he breaks the fourth wall and he's talking about his rings. It's just like love and hate, and like that whole like scene. Yeah. I was like, I want like kind of like that in a sense where it's like the camera doesn't have a rule. It's not like following a certain structure. Like I want it to be unstructured. Like there will be certain like patterns that will lead to certain things. Of course, with like a movie needs to tell a story, but I want to be kind of like that random like it will be a solid film. That's all I'll say. Like I have the idea for it. It'll be a solid film.
When I first sat down with you today, like I didn't even know you were into like gonna do a movie, gonna do like candy, like all that kind of stuff. I knew you had like a record label and fashion and all that. But yeah, does it ever like, do you ever think about, it's hard to give 100% into something when you're like stretched out into doing all kinds of different things. Do you ever think about that? Like you want to make something perfect, but you also want to do other things at the same time?
Absolutely. That's like, I guess like one of my biggest concerns of what I do. Like, am I giving my all to like all my projects? But it's weird. I set a goal for myself personally that by the end of 4 years, I'll be sustainable in whatever I do. So I guess that's what pushes me. Cause like right now I'm doing a criminology degree. And if my parents like get like their thing, it would be I'd be a lawyer right after this whole thing. I'll go to law school, be some eminent lawyer. For me, I have 4 years to prove to myself I can be sustainable with this. So that's what pushes me. I want to make like everything will be perfect in the way I do it. I have like a set like time structure. Also, someone that helps me keep accountable is Nolan. Nolan will really like be like, okay, you have to do this by this day, this by this day. Make sure like this is the way it is. So that he keeps my sanity. And also I have like another like bit of good team around me. So I guess with all those differentiating factors, the goal, the people around me, it keeps me steady on each thing I'm doing. And yeah, like a lot of things also you don't need to focus on like directly. Like for example, texting and manufacture doesn't make like doesn't need too much of my attention. Like I can just be like, hey, I need this by this. Here's I do it all beforehand. So like, here's like what the package should look like. Here's this, here's that. Like now make it and then send it to me. It's just so I can see it. So all that stuff's on the back end. For the movie, it's more of like, that's more hands-on. That's more like, okay, shots, script, all by me, like all after written out. No one's the like videographer, so he's gonna have to like do all that cinematography stuff on his aspect. But from my end, it's like acting, learning how to act, learning how to speak, like all that stuff. Like that's, I guess, my heaviest project. The rest is kind of like circular.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to balance. Like if you're doing criminology at the same time, that's crazy, man.
It like the summers for me are the one time like I have to solely work on my craft. Like I can't, it's hard for me to work on it during school, but I still find a way. But all I have is time right now. Like I really, I hate the idea that I can just like, I'm enjoying myself too. Like I keep enjoyment there, but like I really need to grind because I know if I let up, I won't be able to achieve the thing I always want to achieve, the dream I have for myself. So I guess that's my motivation. Like it's just pushing to that goal.
Yeah, and you want to succeed in like the arts field, right? I mean, like
Absolutely. In any field, like in any avenue I can get to the arts field, as long as I can get there, that'd be great.
I think that a lot of that stuff ties into each other. I think that like doing a movie, because there are people like you and I that are into just entertainment and arts in general. So we're gonna like, you're gonna have people, and you already do, that fuck with your candy, that fuck with your, I keep mentioning the candy, that fuck with your it's so, yeah, it's dope though, but that fuck with all the things that you do, you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
like a base that's going to support probably all of those different things, because like I said, it's a generation now where we're so like we're into our attention span is quick, and you know, we're able to multitask on all these different things. It's pretty unique.
exactly. Yeah. Even what you're saying, like you own a band, let's say like you're in a band, and then you're also doing all this music stuff on the side, like Zed, and like that's crazy to me that you're even multifaceted in the things that you do. So yeah, it's crazy like the way we're projecting and like the way we're going right now. I like it.
Yeah, it's enjoyable, man. Is this movie gonna be a couple hour long movie, like a full length?
Yeah, I'm thinking either a short film, like so like maybe 30 to 40, so like a TV episode like length wise, but it will be shot as though it's a real movie. It's I can call it like an anti movie. So like I'll just leave it at that. Like it doesn't follow like the correct plot structure. And like that's always like, if I'm gonna make something, I'm gonna make it unique. I'm gonna make it in a way that like I can put me on it. So it's like I don't want to be limited to like, I guess, theory and the form of it. So I'm gonna go with that. Same with clothes. Even the way I make clothes, like for our runway show that we're planning, even that, like the structure of the clothes aren't necessarily theoretically correct.
Yeah, it's unorthodox. Like it's real, like everything that you're kind of.
It's beautiful word to use, man. Beautiful word. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. What are your like inspiration? This is a boxing movie. This is like kind of like Rocky meets Do the Right Thing, or like.
Kinda. It's just like it's everything I hate in a boxing movie, just corrected. Like just for I'll give you one thing. Like one of the things I've always wanted was all the fight scenes will be real. So like that's one of the things I'm gonna be doing, like learning how to bare knuckle. I'm never clearly, if you've seen me, I am 5'10" and 140 pounds. There's nothing in me that's strong. So I'm gonna have to learn how to bare knuckle. Like the bruises will be real. As weird as this sounds, like to like put myself through that, like the fights will be real. Everything that will hit my face if I lose some teeth, it will be real. And that's always what I've wanted. Like I want to like be immersed in that. I don't want to like do it in injustice, because I'm not a member of the boxing community. I'm not a member of the fighting community at all. So I want to like do them justice. Like, look, I will put myself through the ringer to give a good show. So like by the end of the film, like I'm not gonna again say too much about it, because again you have to like build anticipation for it. But it will be good. I promise you, it will be good.
Holy shit! Wow, that's dope, man. You're gonna be in there. That's crazy. Yeah, Logan Paul over here, man. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's a lot going on, and then this runway thing. Yeah. So you're like gathering models right now. You're getting it all together.
Yeah. So pieces have been formulated right now. We're working on the measurements. It's like to get it perfect, like down to like the last seam that's falling off, because we've released streetwear but that was never my dream. I never wanted, like, if I don't know if many people know about my brand in general, it wasn't supposed to be a streetwear brand, but like many brands like Virgil's like went from Pyrex to Off-White to now he's Louis Vuitton men's, like whatever. That's how I kind of like formulated the same path. I'm like, all right, if I have to, I'll start with streetwear. My main passion is that runway show, like that curated collection. That's what I want to do. So like right now we're working on a 10-piece runway show. It mixes a lot of the things I love the most. Like little inspirations, like for example, even me reading the Bible, like something I see and I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna take that and put it, like make a coat out of something, like do that. And so yeah, I'm really, really excited for this. This runway show is like I guess the pinnacle of my brand, like the fashion side of it. Like this is like could push me over the edge or push me down. So like this is like my breaking point. So hopefully it goes really well.
Yeah, and in the time of year that you said, like when you get to focus on your craft the most, like this is when it's kind of all going down. Yeah, where are you planning to do that?
So we're gonna rent out a venue. I want, for example, like reporters like yourself, I want them there. Just like to like firsthand experience like what we're doing. It will all be also like recorded for online because I'm guessing by that time we won't be fully open yet. So it'll be a pretty big venue. The runway show will be followed by a party. Obviously, again, COVID guidelines, we'll abide by it. And so, yeah, it's definitely either gonna be like deep in Toronto, like a place I've always wanted because I have a place in vision for it, or maybe like somewhere in Pickering, somewhere we can get more local people in. So it's one of the two.
Yeah, facts. And when it comes to the label, the artist, what's kind of happening for the rest of the year on terms of that?
So we have like kind of like a release schedule. All artists are working on coming up with something new. TLC has been on some singles that are definitely coming out very soon. I'm not going to speak too much about that because again, I like to build anticipation. Sunny as well. He's working on a track with a feature that I'm very, very excited for. That's going to be definitely a song that's going to show that he's not just one type of artist. And artists that no one has heard from as of yet. I don't know if I'm like exposing them, but I guess I am the record label owner. So like Rome is another artist that will be coming out very soon, and his sound is crazy. So I'm very excited to show that to everybody, and just to put these guys, like give them the attention they deserve, really. Like give them the audience and the platform they need. Yeah.
Where do you see all this kind of going? Like I almost see like a fucking tower, like Aurora Towers or some shit.
My dream is a warehouse, like kind of like similar to that. Like I remember, like I went to this like a thrift store, and it was like built in a warehouse. There was a basketball court on the side. I remember seeing like there was a photo shoot. I was like, that's the dream. If I can buy a warehouse, or not even buy, just rent one. Like have this place where like, sure, my clothes are in the front, in the back there's like a DJ constantly playing, like just like a facility where like Aurora works. That's my dream. If I can like, sure, a tower would be cool too, for sure. But like I like the things that are more like low key. I want it to outside not look like it's anything, like just a regular warehouse. But then on the inside it's just crazy.
Right, down to earth and chill. But yeah.
Exactly.
That would be something really special, like just a home that has like apparel, clothes, film.
Yup. Exactly, bro. Everything that you can, bro. I'm not even an athlete, but I want to get into like the sports field as well. So I'm like, yeah, I'll figure out how to do something with sports and like make maybe sports not like maybe like one of the things I've always wanted to do. I was talking to Nolan and Jed about this. Is again not a project that has been talked about, but I'll shed a little bit of light on it. We want to like go to like have charity events in third world countries and like make sports teams there for the kids, and so like get them like a whole, like let's say an Aurora suit, like Aurora like whole soccer kit. Get Jet to make a soccer kit, and then our teams would play each other for like a little championship, and then like, obviously everything like goes to the kids, and so that's something like we've always wanted to do, and so then that would be my in sports. So like maybe I can make sports kits for people, and then yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's what I think Tupac wanted to do. He died before he could do it, but I think him and Snoop were gonna have teams. The same thing you're talking about. Like
dang, I didn't even know that. I'll have to look into that for sure.
The exact same thing you're talking about. Yeah, I think it was like for charity, and there was gonna be like, you know, a team that was Suge's team, and then Snoop's team, and then Pac's team. Yeah, it's the same.
That's jokes. That's so funny. That's sick. Yeah, no, exactly same concept. I want to get into that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could kind of even like do your own league or your own like whatever. I don't know.
Bro, exactly. Like just to bring some normality, like I guess like the lives of anybody. So then if we can give them a sense of like I guess yeah, normality, like it would mean the world to me. Give them a piece of like what we're experiencing now.
Absolutely. Yeah. What about live shows and things like that? That's kind of the field that like I was in like pre-COVID, is like putting on
Mhm.
shows like in the city and things like that. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, are you trying to do like, I'm sure that like when an artist releases something, it's kind of been weird when an artist releases something now. We haven't had like release parties, we haven't had like release shows, you know what I mean? Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, I feel like that gives it a whole other boost. Is that something you're thinking about doing as well?
Absolutely. So TLC, like funny enough, he has a great following on TikTok. So he had to do his, I guess, release party there and on like IG Live. And it's definitely amazing to have his fans be there, but it wasn't the same as like going to a venue, like me buying out a place and then being like, hey, everyone that rocks with this, buy your tickets, or not even buy a ticket, just show up and like let's just have a party to like celebrate the fact that this is even coming out. And so then hopefully, I'll probably get your advice on it too to put on some live shows. So I'm definitely looking to do that. There's a lot of local artists, even artists that aren't signed to me that I want to put on. Jet has a lot of artists as well that I want to, I guess like even like collectively throw an event, just like an Aurora lag like event, and just like have a bunch of artists that even maybe and just like have something that goes crazy, and then that's
It
everything.
could be, yeah. I think you combine like a lot of people together.
Absolutely.
It's also like I've been following DMTV as well.
Yeah. Shout out. I think his name's Maxime, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out to
him.
that guy, man. Yeah, for real. Another guy in Toronto like doing something that I've kind of seen. Yeah, if I mean COVID's gonna be ending soon. I feel like there's all these people that would come out to like just some kind of big fucking like youth kind of like I don't know thing. And
Bro, we definitely have to talk after this because like I want to make this happen. Really.
yeah, Season was telling me about Mad Season was telling me like
Yeah.
months and months ago. He was telling me about he went to this Raging 20s thing like last summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, did you go to that or?
I didn't, but I've heard about it for sure.
I heard about it too. Yeah, dude, I feel like there's just so many of us that don't really care about genre. We don't really care about just like guidelines within, okay, this is a brand, this is a clothing brand, this is that brand, this is that brand. Like people just want
I'm
to
saying, yeah. There's no. I think that's so cool about our, like where we're from. I don't think many of the people have beefs in a sense of like no brands like, oh, I want to overshadow this brand. It's more like I want to bring all these collectibles up. So yeah, like brands like trash searching. Wow, can't even speak sometimes. But like yeah, like Dylan stuff. Like I think they Sinners with Ethics, bro. I've seen their stuff. It's insane. Like I can't even describe it. Like artistic wise, way ahead of me. So far ahead of me. So like just the fact that like I'm seeing these people, I'm like, wow, I cannot wait for these guys to get the platform they deserve. It's gonna be so sick.
and all of this stuff goes together. Like, you can do a concert where there's like I did one where we were selling merch at the concert. We can do like all this kind of shit.
That's fire. I would love to be a part of that. Absolutely.
Me too, man. Yeah. And yeah, it's all just we're here together basically. Yeah. That's just
Absolutely.
yeah. And the possibilities are endless. So for the rest of this year, man, as we wrap up, if you could sum up like very quickly, I always put people on the hot seat like this, but like if you could sum up this rest of this year and your ambitions for it, how would you do that?
For sure. Yeah. I promise you all the things I mentioned, that's just like a snippet of what we're gonna do. I plan to like really go into fields that no one ever expected me to go into. And I really feel like this is the year that I know everyone says this, but like we're really gonna push the margin. We're really gonna like get our name out there and rightfully so and get others that name out there. That's my whole thing. Like ours and the people around me, we're going up for sure. I'm
Oh,
excited.
without a doubt, without a doubt, we're hungry as fuck, man, for real.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
All right, this has been ZedTalk 15, man. Thank you for coming by. Big things in the future, man. Bijoy Arora right here, Aurora Records, Aurora, and that's what's up, man. Look out for a movie, look out for some candy, and just keep living. All right,
For sure.
thank you. All right, man.
That was
Thank you.
fire, bro. Holy.
Yeah.